Imagine climbing a mountain so massive that when you first see it, all you can do is turn away in stunned silence. That's exactly what happened to a group of German mountaineers in 1929 when they first encountered Kanchenjunga, the world's third highest peak.
You know what fascinates me about this expedition? These weren't just some adventurous amateurs. They spent years preparing, climbing every single weekend in Munich, using all their vacation time to train in the Alps.
And here's what's really interesting. They weren't even sure they wanted to attempt Kanchenjunga at first. They were thinking about starting with some smaller 7,000-meter peaks. But then the Indian press started calling them the Kanchenjunga expedition. And well, sometimes expectations have a way of shaping reality.
The scale of their operation was incredible for 1929. 90 native porters, 15 of whom had Everest experience, plus multiple sirdars and cooks. How did they coordinate all that without modern communication?
Well, that's where their German efficiency really showed through. They had pre-packaged all their equipment in Germany to exact porter load specifications. But you know what's really fascinating? They had to develop completely new ice climbing techniques just to make it possible.
Tell me more about these techniques. What made them so revolutionary?
So get this, they actually carved out entire rooms in the ice that could hold 8 people. And at one point, they had to cut an 8-meter vertical tunnel through a solid ice pinnacle, all while hanging off one of the highest mountains in the world. We're talking about doing this at altitudes where the temperature would drop to 16 degrees below zero as soon as the sun set.
And all of this with 1929 equipment. No Gore-Tex, no modern insulation, just wool and leather.
Exactly right. And they made incredible progress, too. Allwine and Krauss reached 7,400 meters. That's higher than anyone had ever climbed on Kanchenjunga before. But then nature decided to remind them who was really in charge.
Oh, you mean that massive snowstorm that hit them?
Exactly. 2 meters of fresh snow in 24 hours. Just imagine that. It's like having a 2-story building dropped on top of you. And then they had to figure out how to get down safely with porters carrying 80-pound loads through snow corridors as high as themselves.
And wasn't there a particularly harrowing night when 2 climbers lost their equipment?
Yes, Aufschneider and Bagel lost their rucksacks to an avalanche and had to spend the night at 6,000 meters with absolutely no protection. They survived, but Bagel got severe frostbite in his toes. And then, get this, he still had to walk through a jungle being torn apart by avalanches and landslides to reach safety.
You know what strikes me about this story? It's not just about climbing, it's about knowing when to turn back.
That's such an important point. Their retreat was actually a masterclass in crisis management. They had to coordinate multiple teams at different camps, timing their movements between avalanches, all while dealing with some of the worst weather conditions Sikkim had seen that year.
And their legacy lived on, didn't it? The mountain wasn't successfully climbed until 1955.
Right. And even then, the climbers stopped just short of the actual summit out of respect for local beliefs about the mountain's sacred nature. But you know what's really remarkable? Many of the techniques and protocols these German climbers developed in 1929 are still used in Himalayan climbing today.
So in many ways, what looked like a failure at the time was actually a crucial step forward in mountaineering history.
Exactly. And I think that's the real lesson here. Sometimes our greatest achievements aren't about reaching the summit, but about pushing the boundaries of what's possible while respecting nature's ultimate authority. These climbers may not have conquered Kanchenjunga, but they certainly showed us how to face impossible challenges with courage, innovation, and wisdom.